Hi everybody, Alex Deploy here from Expert Forex, and it's the start of August and I'm busy reviewing our portfolio of live traded accounts that started in the beginning of June. So it's a 2-month period that they've been trading, and we're going to be looking at the Forex robots that fill these top 10 positions. And in this video, I'm going to give you a high-level overview of what each robot does and why it is performing so well. So on your screen, you can see the main charts of the currencies that I have USD crosses, and you can see the amazing trending that has happened over the last while. The euro has traded strongly, the Oz has traded strongly, the yen has traded downward strongly, and the pound and the franc, and the only one that's really going sort of sideways is the CAD, but also still trending downwards. Because of that, one would expect that the trending type of EAs have been doing pretty well compared to the sideways EAs. So for instance, the trending robots trading the euro would do particularly well, and the robots that are trading sideways markets, like for instance the CAD, will most probably also be doing quite well. So you've got to match the type of robot that you're using to the type of market that it experiences. There's our list of the top 10 positions currently held in our monitoring portfolio. Now we call it a monitoring portfolio, but this is a live portfolio. We are trading $1,000 in every single account, and it has been running for 2 months. And as you can see, there's a nice 40% return trading the moving average multiplier in a trending strategy on the pound USD using a 1 hour time frame. That's how you tell more or less what's going on. And I'll go through all of these one by one, these robots, and just explain to you at pretty high level what they do and why they have done so well. And you can see here the moving average multipliers got the top 2 positions. Then we've got the time of day hedged EA, and then we have the GTM, which is actually a sideways market, but you can see it's trading the US CAD, and that's why it's doing pretty well. The CAD has gone sideways, and then we've got another moving average multiplier there, and then down here we have 3 make money EAs that are doing pretty well there. And then we have the Dream Machine, which is also a fantastic EA, also more suited towards sideways markets, but it is doing pretty well. So there's our top 10 producers for the first 2 months of trading these live accounts, and I'm going to just go through them one by one for you so that you can get a feel of why they're doing well. So firstly, we're going to look at the moving average multiplier, which has 1, 2, 3 positions in the top 10, and there is the moving average multiplier. A link to this particular website will be provided in the description and in the commentary of the video, so you can go and read all about it. But essentially, it uses moving averages to find a strong trend. It also has the Bollinger Bands, which makes sure that the trend is in place. So there's a filter there, and also it has a multiplier. So what it does is, let's say you're trading the 1 hour time frame. Every 1 hour it will say, is the trend still there? And if the trend is still there, it will open another trade. And then in an hour's time, it will ask the same question, is the trend still there? Yes, it is. Okay, I'm going to open another trend. And that's where the multiplier effect comes on. So that's a pretty interesting EA. It can trade sideways markets, but it performs way better in a trending market. And as you've seen, look at those results, 40% return over the first 2 months. Now, I must stress that the settings that we use for all of these EAs is very conservative. We use 0.01 lots for every $1,000 in your account. So in other words, it's quite conservative. We're not pushing the lot sizing at all. It's the lot sizing that we recommend that you start trading with on a very conservative basis. So there's a 40% return using very conservative setting. And as I say, if you want more information, just use the links provided in the description of the video. Then next we're going to look at the time of day EA. And there we are. This EA, we are so confident that it will do well that we offer you 120% return on your money. So in other words, if you buy this EA, plug it in, and it doesn't make a positive return, we will refund you 120% of what you've paid for this particular EA. I can't tell you too much about this EA in terms of, it's a very simple EA. Basically, you enter a buy and a sell at the same time every day, and somehow, through the magic of this Forex Robots, the robot becomes positive over time. It has an incredibly strong success rate. As it says here, we last did it in April. 99% of clients were satisfied. We've only had 17 returns out of over 3,000 customers. So this is a pretty robust EA. And as you see, it's doing pretty well. The next EA that's doing well is the Trend Multiplier. It is actually a sideways market, and it also does more or less the same thing as the previous one. It enters a buy and a sell at each grid level. As it reaches the next grid level, it will cash in the positive trade, keep the negative trade open, and then we'll open another buy and sell at that level. And that's the formula. It just does that all the time. It just cashes in the positive, opens, makes sure there's a buy and a sell at each level, and continues trading that way. And why we call it the multiplier, if you look at the charts visit the same price level over and over again, and every time it cashes in at a particular price level, it is multiplying the effect of the price action, and that is why this EA is so popular. So let's have a look at the next one. Now, the make money is very similar to the moving average multiplier. It also uses moving averages to identify a trend. It uses them in a slightly different way. It uses the angle of the moving average to determine whether there's a trend. Both moving averages have to be pointing in the same direction. In addition, it uses the ADX indicator to determine whether a trend is truly in place. So it has that filter, slightly different to the moving average multiplier, but it also has a multiplying effect in that it will, depending on which time frame you trading, let's say you're trading the 1 hour time frame, it will ask the question, is this trend still in place? And it will open another trade and another trade. So it also has that multiplier effect. You'll see most of these EAs have multiplier effects in them, and that is in fact what makes them so successful. Okay, so we've covered most of the EAs there. Oh, and we've got the Dream Machine. Let's go and have a look at the Dream Machine, how that one trades. Okay, so the Dream Machine, what it does is it looks at the strongest, and I'm just going to take this line. Let's say that's the strongest currency, and then it finds the weakest currency, and it will trade in opposite directions. So it will sell the strongest and it will buy the weakest. Now that sounds a bit contrary, but that's what happens if you look at this chart of strong and weak currencies, and it looks like a bit of a spaghetti mix-up. But what happens is these extreme strengths and weaknesses can't be maintained. So what happens, the currencies go out and they jump back into the middle, jump back in, and that is where we sell that one and buy that one, and that's how the Dream Machine works. Really a very simple concept. It's always spotting excessively strong and excessively weak currencies and then trading them the opposite direction, so that when they come back into the middle of this particular chart. So quite an interesting EA. Trades best in a sideways market because that's how these currencies then go into the middle, back into the middle, but it can make quite a lot of money in a trending market. As we've seen, it's in the top 10. Now, as I say, I have given you a high-level review of those EAs. If you want more information, just follow the links provided in the description and in the commentary of the videos. Here is the Expert Forex main page, which lists all our EAs. You'll see that many of the EAs that we spoke about today are in a very special bundle, which is 60% off. So you can buy the Dream Machine, the Make Money EA, and the GTM EA for 60% off in that particular bundle. And if you want to have a look at all of our EAs, so this one has 82% off for 18 EAs. So you're really getting a massive bargain by purchasing that bundle, which includes most of our set and forget EAs and most of our Forex trading tools. So you can purchase through the bundles, or you can purchase the EAs on an individual basis. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this video, which has been a review of the top performing EAs in our portfolio over the last 2 months, all traded on live accounts, all traded on $1,000 starting balances. So from me, Alex Deploy, cheerio.